So we have some crazy price action in the crypto markets, and I'm going to break it down in this video. So before I get started, I just want to make it clear, whatever I say in this video should not be considered financial advice, and I'd advise you to do your own research before you buy any cryptocurrency. So if you were following my channel, you would have seen from this video that I posted, I think towards the start of December, where I said, proceed with caution. So I was predicting that we would get this pullback in Bitcoin. In this video, I was stating that the Bitcoin price would probably come down to clear the CME gap, which was around 77,000. So in this video, I was also telling you that I was stacking up in some cash. I think I was in like 10% cash just to be prepared for this dip. Now, in the video, I described my price action prediction for the next 2 months. So I kind of drew this estimation where I was saying that Bitcoin was going to come down and clear the CME gap and then move to the upside again. So lo and behold, that is actually what currently has happened. And we did see some wild price action out of Bitcoin today, ever since we got this tweet here from Donald Trump. So first, Donald Trump tweeted, a US crypto reserve will evaluate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed by the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and Cardano. I will make sure that the US is the crypto capital of the world. We are making America great again. Now, once he posted this tweet, a lot of the big Bitcoin maxis were a little bit ashamed and just worried that he didn't mention Bitcoin or even Ethereum. So about an hour then after that tweet, then Donald Trump tweeted again, and he said, and obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum as other valuable cryptocurrencies will be at the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this obviously sent the market in a huge pump this morning, which was great to see, a little bit of relief. So if we just head over to the Bitcoin chart, so this is the weekly chart, and look at the weekly candle that Bitcoin is currently putting in. So at the time of recording, Bitcoin now stands at $94,200 US. So we just look at the Bitcoin CME futures. So I explained to you before what a CME gap is. So basically the CME futures is closed at the weekend. So it closes Friday and then it opens back up on Monday morning. So basically for all the price action, because we know Bitcoin trades 24/7, except for the CME futures is closed at the weekend, it does leave a gap in price. And usually when there's a gap, usually the price action comes down and clears the gap. Now, as you can see here, so it didn't close most of the gap. It left about 25% of the CME gap. And now another thing that's interesting is because we had such a massive impulse move. So if I just zoom in here, you can see that this red candle here, and now it has opened a new freshly green candle. So what's very interesting is it actually has left about a 10% gap in the Bitcoin price. So people are suggesting that maybe we will see more downside out of Bitcoin as we move into the immediate to short term. But as long as we close over 94,000 today, I remain bullish. And if it drops anywhere below that, then I would expect more downside. So overall, Bitcoin is looking very strong as it stays above 94,000. But a lot of traders are just saying that this is just quick wick to the upside into resistance to trap a load of bullish traders into going long and then bring it down to the downside again to close the rest of the CME gaps and just go into a more reaccumulation. So we also got news during the week that the White House has announced that they're going to host their very first crypto summit on the 7th of March. So the White House has announced today that President Trump will host and deliver remarks at the first ever White House Crypto Summit on Friday, March 7th. Attendees will include prominent founders, CEOs, and investors from the crypto industry, as well as members of the President's Working Group on Digital Assets. The summit will be chaired by the White House AI crypto czar David Sachs and administered by Working Group's Executives Director Bo Hines. Previously, President Trump promised to be America's first crypto president. And in this week's one executive order, he declared that the policy of administration is to support the responsible growth and use of digital assets across all sectors of the economy. After the previous administrations unfairly prosecuted the digital asset space, President Trump's policy vision represents a new era for digital financial technology. The administration is committed to providing a clear regulatory framework, enabling innovation and protecting economic liberty. So this is obviously huge. And I did see that a lot of people were front running the news. There was actually some insider trading done. You've seen here. So yesterday, a whale went 50x long on BTC and Ethereum using just $4 million to create a 200 million position. He has now closed most of his trades, raking in over 6.8 million in just one day. His timing perfectly aligned with Trump's Truth Social post confirming a US crypto reserve. So this obviously just screams insider trading. He obviously had news that Donald Trump was going to release this information. But if we just go back to the Bitcoin price. So obviously this week now, a lot of people are going to remain bullish until Friday, until this crypto summit is over. Now, we might hear more of announcements about this digital stockpile. So there's a few questions I would like to ask is, when does this stockpile start? How much percentage are they going to promise they're going to buy over the year, and how that's going to take place? Now, in my opinion, this could just be another nothing burger where they might just, it's all just headlines for now, and they're just, it's not all clear. So if that is the case, I suspect that this price will probably just sell off, and Bitcoin may go into another accumulation before we hit all-time highs, because we are still seeing a lot of uncertainty in the market, especially when we look at tech stocks, and even the S&P 500 is starting to look like it's starting to roll over. So, and then you have Elon Musk's Doge, where he's obviously firing a load of governmental workers. So if there's a lot of people in the workforce leaving and going to be on welfare, that's going to you have to take into account that's not going to be good for GDP. So obviously in that environment, stocks and crypto probably won't do well. So if that does occur, and if next Friday is a nothing burger, I would not be surprised if the Bitcoin price and cryptos fail and make a lower low, and then obviously finally close that CME gap. So we'd have something price action similar to this Wyckoff accumulation schematic I have here on the on TradingView. So basically what it's saying is that the price action will roll over and they'll just chop sideways for another few months, and then we might get this spring. And then if we get more clarity around this tariffs and the economy, we may get then like a bullish price action maybe towards the end of the year. So obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. No one knows exactly how it's going to play out, but I would just be prepared for this scenario. So if you're enjoying this content, I please ask you to just go down, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe. Obviously, I'm a small YouTuber and I'm really trying to grow this channel. I would really appreciate it. So what I found very interesting today also to take note of was the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, even though we did see a huge explosive move out of Bitcoin, the daily candle for the Bitcoin dominance is actually still red. So this is indicating that there's actually more money moving into the altcoin space, which is obviously very nice to see. And also to take note of is the USDT dominance. So this is obviously printed a nice red candle as well today. So obviously this works in an inverse correlation to cryptocurrency. So obviously when this chart goes down, that means money is leaving the USDT stablecoin, and it's obviously moving into cryptocurrency. So I would like to see this to come back down below this trend line, just to show that it's breaking the trend again. Okay, so just moving back on here, I did also see this tweet. So Senator Cynthia Lummis reportedly said it's likely that the US states will stockpile Bitcoin before the federal government does. So we have seen over the past few weeks, each state in the US has filed to create their own strategic Bitcoin reserve just for the state. So it's obviously, it's going to turn into a bit of a race here, like who can stockpile Bitcoin first. So basically, this is obviously great to see for price action on Bitcoin. So just moving on again, we just take a quick look at the ETF flows for Bitcoin. So obviously, the last 2 weeks have not been great for price action for Bitcoin at all. We did see on the 25th of February, there was a huge outflow of the ETF. There was over 1.1 billion came out of the Bitcoin ETF. And this was obviously a huge number. Followed the next 2 days also had some big outflows. So 750 billion and then 275 billion. But then on Friday, we had its first inflow in nearly 2 weeks, which is obviously pretty much marking the bottom for Bitcoin. Now, it'll be very interesting to see how the ETF flows will be this coming week, especially leading up to Friday for the first ever crypto summit in the White House. Obviously, today, then we did see some nice price action out of the altcoins. I'd say majority of them are all in the green today, especially the coins that were announced on the crypto strategic stockpile. So we have seen XRP pump over 34% today. Solana, which was over 24% on the day. And then Cardano is up over 68% on the day. So this is obviously just crazy price action, which was well needed over the past month, like the whole of February. All coins just have not been performing well over the past few months. So it's definitely nice to see a little bit of green on the markets. Okay, so I did see this clip. This was a podcast I actually watched yesterday. I think it was released on Friday. So basically, Tom Lee is a hedge fund manager, and he's very, very accurate with his crypto predictions. So I just found this clip very, very interesting. So I just thought you should have just a look at it here.
Crypto. This is something that you've been on for a very long time. I think probably a decade. And sounds about right.
Yeah, not quite a decade, but a long time. Yeah. You and I talked about it a long time.
Yeah, we did. And, I think this is another example where people, there's been peaks and there's been valleys, but it's been lower left, upper right for the most part, right? And again, I know you guys do a bunch of technical work, a lot of quantitative work. What is your work telling you right now? If we think back over the last year, in Bitcoin in particular, right, we had the approval of the ETFs, we had a big ramp and those things, then we saw it go sideways for, I want to say 7-8 months until the election, and then it goes from basically 65,000 up to 105,000, and now it's back here. It broke below that 90,000 level, and maybe it's like 84,000 or something like that. So it's kind of in the midpoint of that range that we've been in over the last 4 months or so. I know you don't think about it that granularly, right? But you probably get questions a lot about the near term. Give us your 411 on Bitcoin right now.
The best strategy for our clients that we've recommended is you just want to be a long-term holder. But most people don't approach crypto that way. Most are trading it and want instant return. The work by our technical strategist, Mark Newton, so he thinks Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin all have downside. He has been bearish since mid-January. So I think it's been correct. And his downside target for Bitcoin is 62,000 by the end of March. But to me, is 62,000 a reason to turn bearish on Bitcoin? I mean, if you're trading it, yeah, but, Bitcoin was $1,000, well, $100 10 years ago. So, 60,000 is still a fantastic return. And I think Bitcoin's usefulness is still improving. I don't think it moves. It's still a risk on asset. So I don't expect it to do well if the market is being hit by tariffs. Mm-hmm. Like it's not immune to that kind of turbulence. But is the trust around Bitcoin going to grow over the next 5 years? Yes. And is it going to be increasingly viewed as a store of value like gold? Yes, I think increasingly. And then is there room for a lot more people to own it? Yes. So I'm not really bearish on it, but I think in the near term, it's hard to say it should go up right now.
So obviously you can see from that video, Tom Lee is maybe has a target for Bitcoin of maybe 62,000, and he thinks that it might bottom at the end of March. So the risk does remain to the downside. So even though today has been very, very bullish, I would not be surprised if we do get another sell-off and maybe for Bitcoin to make another lower low. But we'll have to just pay close attention to this price action over this coming week. So that is your video, folks. If you got value of this one, please go down, smash up the like, hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.